Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Kensthetic with the Kensthetics, and I'm here with you guys today with a new video. So today's video, I wanted to sit here and discuss with you guys common financial mistakes that I'm saying we because I'm guilty of them too, make within our 20s. These are mistakes that we just don't know how to manage our money sometimes, okay? Like, we get money, we see it, and we just think that we're rich, and we're not rich. So in our 20s, we make a lot of mistakes where we are irresponsible with our moolah. So I wanted to sit here and talk to you guys about mistakes that I'm guilty of, and I see that other people are guilty of as well. So that's what we'll be doing in today's video. If you guys are interested, then keep on watching. Before we get started, make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're on the road to 10K. So make sure you guys subscribe to the family so that you guys can join the journey. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you guys have any thoughts, comments, questions, opinions, anything that's on your mind after watching this video, make sure you comment down below. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So just to address this makeup look, I actually uploaded on my YouTube video on Monday. So if you guys didn't see that video, I'll link it up above and down below. Beat by Kensthetic, and I have this little slick back puff, and the girl's been loving slick back Kenny's, so she been making an appearance more often. Don't look too close because, you know, I had to do some things to get it to lay this flat, but I will be giving you guys a tutorial on how I do my slick back ponies and buns. I'll give it to you guys soon, okay? The hair content, I got y'all, it's coming. But today we're focused on the cool. Oh, and these earrings are from ASOS because I know you guys are gonna ask. These earrings are from ASOS. I'll link them down below. But let's go ahead and get into these common financial mistakes. So the first one is living outside of our means, living life based on what we see on social media. Let us start the sermon, shall we? So I feel like the whole phenomenon of having money in our 20s really starts from our refund checks in college. We get these refund checks and we think that we ballin'. So at the time, I feel like we didn't really understand that refund checks were really somebody else's money. It wasn't our money. It was a leftover of money that someone, aka a bank, aka whoever was your loan provider, gave to the school, and the school was like, oh, y'all gave us a little bit too much of what we needed, so we're basically going to refund the balance to the student. So that is how we got refund checks. Long story short, if you're a college student, hopefully that helps explain it. But that money is still considered a loan from your loan provider. It's just the excess of the loan, so it's not really our money. So when I got my refund checks, the first couple ones that I got, I'm like, oh, let me get some new shoes, let me get some new clothes. But once I really found out what a refund check was, because I'm gonna be completely honest, I didn't really understand the concept of a refund check. So that's why I wanted to sit here and explain it to you guys in simple terms. But once I figured out what it was, I'm like, nah, I'm using this money smart. I'm either buying books, I'm either putting it aside so I could pay my student loan like later on when I'm able to. But I used that money smart once I found out what it was. But I feel like from the time that we started getting refund checks, that's when we thought that we were balling, and we weren't. We were living on someone else's coin. So when I was in college 4 years ago, social media was a thing. You see people with all this designer, we see all these brands, we feel like we need an outfit for every function, every fashion show, every banquet, and from there we just start spending money like we have no sense, okay? Then we graduated college, right? Y'all with me here? And we on social media, we see like this whole phenomenon of basically putting up a stunt and just looking good for the fact of we want people to think good of us. I'm not even gonna lie, I was guilty of this at one point in my life, but through that we make a lot of financial mistakes. We're out here basically trying to fund a lifestyle that we most of the time can't even fund, to basically look good on social media, to prove to other people that we're doing good. And most of the time we're not really doing good. And when I say really doing good, I mean mentally, I mean emotionally, I mean spiritually. I feel like all of that goes into being good and not just looking good. So first common financial mistake, living outside of our means, living based on what social media is telling us we should be living like, we should be looking like, what our life should be like, and just spending money that we don't need to be spending. So living outside of our means, sis, you do not need a Birkin bag. Everyone doesn't need a Birkin bag. Okay, Birkin bags are cool, they are cute, but I just feel like at this point they went from a statement of fashion to a statement of success, to a statement of like financial spending, to just a statement of finance versus a statement of fashion, if that makes sense. So this whole Birkin bag phenomenon, I don't really comment on like Twitter topics, social media topics, because I'm just not here for that. I go on social media to learn, I go on social media to educate myself, I go on social media to see the positives. I don't need to see the negatives. I don't need to see everybody speaking about, I'll get off of social media if it comes to that point. But just to bring everything back together, first common financial mistake that I feel like people make in their 20s is living based off of what social media is telling us life should be like, therefore living outside of our means. The second common financial mistake is earning more and spending more. So end of the year just passed, we probably got bonuses, we probably got raises in our pay, and a lot of people automatically equate that to I'm earning more, so I'm gonna spend more, versus I'm earning more, so I'm going to save more. So me, when I get a raise, when I get a bonus, it basically means nothing to me because that money automatically goes into my savings account. I have a very strict budget that I hold myself to, especially now in 2021, that savings is one of my biggest goals for the year. My savings goals come first. Everything comes after. New t-shirt comes after. Like everything down to a new pair of earrings that I just got, it's in my budget. So when you earn more money, we automatically think like, oh my god, we have more money to spend. No, it should be, oh my god, I have more money to save. I just feel like overall, when you earn more money, you should be saving more money. You shouldn't be spending more money. That is a no-no. The next common financial mistake is not prioritizing our savings. So I know so many people, and I'm not coming at nobody, I'm not judging anyone, I'm just stating that I know so many people who are, in their late 20s, in their early 30s, and don't have a savings account, never had a savings account, never understood the purpose of savings, don't have money for a rainy day. And I just feel like it bubbles back to what we were taught in school. School didn't really focus on telling us how to save, how to have good credit, how to do all of these things that we should be learning in school, but you know, school systems. So I feel like savings is something that you kind of learn if you don't have the right guidance, the right mentors, the right people to walk you through it. Savings is something that you kind of learn along the way. Like you probably hit a road bump and you're like, oh my god, I need money right now, and then you know somebody's like, oh, what about your savings? And at that point, if you don't have one, it's like, okay, this tragic thing happened, I needed money right away. If I had a savings account, I would have been good. Next time I'm not gonna have myself in this position, so now I'm just gonna make a savings account for any future instances that may occur. That is usually how things go. Some people either have a pool of financial resources where they're like, you know, I don't need to have a savings because if anything happens, I could go, you know, ask this person, or I could go get money from this person or from this place. So overall, I just want to say that a common financial mistake that we make in our 20s is we don't prioritize savings. And when I say savings, I mean a savings account. I mean savings for our future, like houses, cars, children. All of these things require savings. So I would recommend to use Nerd Wallet if you are someone who's looking into starting a savings account. It's a great resource for you to understand what your different options are, how much interest you'll earn based on the options, and just weighing your options to make sure that the savings account that you use is the best for your lifestyle. The next common financial mistake that we tend to make in our 20s is depending on credit cards to buy things. So when I first got my credit card, I'm gonna be 100% honest, I was like, I'm getting this to build my credits. At that point, my credit card, Discover, if you guys didn't see my video about that, I'll link it up above. At that time, Discover was giving me like money every semester where I got like a 3.5 and higher. I think they still do that if you are a student watching this, but at the inception of me getting my credit card, I'm like, I'm getting this to build my credit. Over time, I found myself in positions where I didn't have enough cash on hand to buy certain things or pay for certain things, so I would put it on my credit card, and it got to a point where my credit card was used like a debit card, and I was just like, no honey. So I got myself together, I paid it off, and I'm like, this isn't gonna happen again. So I would recommend, this is what I learned, that the best way to build your credit while using a credit card is to spend money on it and pay it off right away. Do not let that credit card build up, because that interest will eat you in the ass. Your credit will be decreasing rather than increasing. So if you do have a credit card, make sure that you're using it in a smart way. Remember that a credit card is not cash, is not your money, it's money that you're borrowing plus interest. So the interest, listen, the interest sometimes be more than your purchase. So I would just say, if you have a credit card, make sure you're using it smartly. Don't use it like a debit card like I did. Don't make that same mistake. And make sure that you are not using your credit card to fund a lifestyle. We're going back to number one, to fund a lifestyle that you cannot support, that you are not financially capable of, that you see on social media. Use your credit card smart. That's all I'm gonna say. The next common financial mistake that we make in our 20s is getting credit that has high interest and not looking into credit unions. So in case you guys don't know, credit unions are financial institutions that are not taxed, and therefore they're able to give you credit at a lower interest rate. So a lot of people tend to just go to their regular bank, JP Morgan Chase, Capital One, Bank of America, when it's time for a loan. And I would highly recommend to look into a credit union first, because they have significantly lower interest rates than your regular bank. So for instance, I'm a member of a couple credit unions, and you can look into which credit unions are near you and which one you qualify to sign up for. But credit unions have a lot of advantages, including lower rates on loans and credit cards, more forgiving qualification standards. They have a powerful presence in their communities. They have higher rates on savings accounts. So if you do open a savings account with them, you earn a little bit more money than other savings accounts that you possibly can open via your regular bank. And they have so many other advantages. A lot of the advantages are credit union specific. So I would recommend to look at what credit unions are in your area, what credit unions you qualify to sign up for, and just looking into the advantages that they do have. But the main thing about credit unions is that they are not taxed federally or state taxed, so they're able to give you credit at a lower rate. So that is something that I would definitely recommend to look into. I learned about credit unions when I was in college, so I started signing up, and the benefits have been good. Okay, girl, they've been good. And the last common financial mistake that I find that people make in their 20s is making financial decisions for now versus making financial decisions that will benefit them in the long term. So basically thinking short term versus long term. We sit here and we're like, oh, you know, I want to buy a car this year, and next thing you know, all of the money that you're making goes towards this car, because you're not thinking long term of that house you want to buy, or that school that you want to send your children to, or the fact that you even want to have children. These are all things that we should be thinking about long term, even though it's not something that we want to happen right now. But whenever you're making financial decisions, make sure you're taking into account how this can affect you in the long run. Sorry guys, my camera died, but what I was saying is that we need to make financial decisions taking long-term effects into consideration as well. But those are basically some common financial mistakes that I find that I've made in my 20s, that a lot of people make in their 20s. I just wanted to sit here and talk to you guys about them. If you guys have any comments, questions, opinions, or any other finance related videos you guys would like to see me do on my YouTube channel, make sure you comment them down below. I am trying to do way more business content this year, so make sure you guys comment and let me know what you guys would like to see. And that's basically all I have for today's video. So before you guys head out, make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're on the road to 10K, so make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you found it helpful, if you learned something, please comment down below. Thumbs up. And that's basically all I have for today's video. So until my next video, which will be on Friday, I'll see you guys later.